What if I told you buying a luxury car after the warranty expires could actually save you thousands of dollars? Sounds impossible, right? Well, there's a 2012 BMW 5 Series in Texas with nearly 300,000 miles that's had fewer repair bills than a Toyota Corolla, and it still drives smoother than most brand new cars. Today, I'm breaking down 9 luxury cars that become absolute bargains once that warranty sticker fades. And stick around, because number 1 isn't just reliable, it actually gets better with age. Let's begin our list with the Lexus GS 350F Sport. The Lexus GS 350F Sport is one of those rare luxury sedans that seems to get better the longer you own it. Under the hood is a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 that's built like it's training for a marathon. Steady, reliable, and never out of breath. Pair that with an 8-speed automatic so smooth you'll barely notice it working. And you've got a car that feels effortless, even after hundreds of thousands of miles. What really sets the GS apart is how it ages. Instead of creaks, rattles, or worn-out interiors, the leather actually softens, the suspension settles into a sweet spot, and the whole car develops that just right balance most luxury brands never achieve. And the F-Sport package isn't just a cosmetic badge. Lexus tuned the suspension and brakes with real performance in mind, the kind of tuning usually reserved for European sports sedans, but without the repair bills that go with them. The best part? These cars hold their value because informed buyers know they'll easily outlast most economy cars. If you find a well-kept GS 350 that's 5 or 6 years old, you're looking at a sedan you could drive comfortably for the next decade and a half, without the usual luxury car headaches. Moving on to the Mercedes-Benz S550. For years, Mercedes had a reputation for building luxury cars that looked incredible, but spent half their lives in repair shops. By the early 2000s, owners were fed up with electrical gremlins, failing air suspensions, and repair bills that could rival a mortgage payment. The S550 changed that story. When Mercedes rolled out the W222 generation, it felt like an apology letter written in steel and leather. The twin-turbocharged V8 was completely re-engineered with durability in mind, not just performance. And the air suspension, usually a death sentence for luxury sedans, was rebuilt to be so robust that even high-mileage examples still ride like new. Here's the part most buyers overlook. These cars are actually affordable to keep on the road if you know where to go. Independent Mercedes specialists handle maintenance for a fraction of dealership prices, and parts are widely available. That means you get genuine flagship luxury without the German tax horror stories of the past. The S550 represents Mercedes-Benz getting it right again. Old-school build quality, modern tech that actually lasts, and comfort that feels closer to a private jet than a car. For anyone who thought German luxury was dead, the W222 S-Class was the ultimate redemption arc. Coming up next is the Acura TLX. The Acura TLX often flies under the radar, but it's exactly the kind of post-warranty luxury car that deserves a spotlight. While BMW and Audi were busy building complicated electronics that break faster than a teenager's smartphone screen, Acura stuck to what Honda does best, making cars that just keep running. The 3.5-liter V6 in the TLX is the kind of engine mechanics love to see. Simple, durable, and capable of piling on miles without breaking a sweat. Pair it with Acura's 6-speed or 9-speed automatic, and you get smooth performance that doesn't come with a side order of transmission failure anxiety. Here's the kicker. Depreciation absolutely crushes these cars in the first few years, which is great news for second owners. You can scoop up a fully loaded TLX with tech packages and luxury amenities for the price of a new Corolla. And because it shares parts with mainstream Honda models, maintenance and repairs are refreshingly affordable. Insurance companies quietly rank the TLX favorably too, because parts are cheap and reliability is rock solid. That makes it a rare combination in the luxury segment. Stylish, comfortable, affordable to own, and dependable long after the warranty has expired. If the Lexus GS is the safe bet and the Mercedes S-Class is the redemption arc, the Acura TLX is the underrated sleeper, the kind of luxury sedan that rewards smart buyers who look past the badge. Moving on to the Genesis G80. The Genesis G80 is the car that made German luxury engineers nervous, and for good reason. While BMW and Mercedes were charging $70,000 for sedans that needed a $6,000 repair every other year, Genesis quietly rolled out a machine, delivered the same comfort and performance without without the drama. The heart of it is the 3.8-liter V6, an engine so overbuilt it feels like it was designed to run forever. It's not flashy, it's not turbocharged, but it's tuned to shrug off miles the way a marathon runner shrugs off another lap. Even the things that usually spell doom for luxury sedans were reimagined here. The paint process uses multiple protective layers, so 5 winters later, the car still looks showroom fresh. And the air suspension? Instead of being a ticking time bomb like on most luxury brands, it was engineered with redundancy and durability in mind, meaning you get the ride comfort without the repair bills. What really makes the G80 shine after the warranty is gone is how little it asks of you. Oil changes, fluid swaps, the basics. No $900 spark plugs, no $1,200 brake services. It's a car designed to be owned, not feared. And thanks to depreciation, these cars are a steal. Luxury buyers watch the value drop like a stone in the first 5 years, but that's when the smart money moves in. You can get flagship features, Bentley-grade interior materials, and Lexus-level reliability for the cost of a mid-range Camry. That's not just a bargain, that's insider knowledge most buyers still haven't caught on to. Next up is the Volvo S60/V60. The Volvo S60 and its wagon sibling, the V60, are the quiet overachievers of the luxury car world. While German rivals were stuffing their sedans with complicated tech that aged like milk, Volvo went for something more timeless. Simple turbo engines, rock-solid safety engineering, and interiors built to handle Swedish winters. The 2.0-liter Drive E engines may not sound exotic, but they're masters of efficiency and durability. Volvo tested them in Arctic conditions where most cars would tap out, and the result is a powertrain that can cruise past 200,000 miles with little more than routine maintenance. And then there's the interior. Volvo didn't chase flashy gimmicks. They went for materials that last. Soft-touch plastics, durable leather, and switchgear that feels like it belongs in an aircraft cockpit. Even after years of use, these cabins still look and feel premium. Here's the kicker. Depreciation absolutely hammers these cars in the first 5 years, but then the curve flattens. That means you can pick up a $45,000 Scandinavian luxury sedan or wagon for less than the price of a new Toyota Corolla, with insurance costs that won't scare you, thanks to Volvo's stellar safety ratings. Independent shops love working on them. Parts are widely available, and ownership costs stay surprisingly reasonable. Post-warranty, the S60 and V60 give you luxury, safety, and dependability without the drama. They're the kind of cars that make you wonder why everyone's still chasing BMW badges when smarter money buys Volvo. Coming up next is the BMW 550i. The BMW 550i is living proof that sometimes a brand actually learns from its mistakes. Early versions of the N63 V8 were notorious for cooling issues, oil leaks, and enough reliability nightmares to keep tow truck drivers busy. But by the later production years, BMW quietly fixed the problems, and in the process, created something rare, a high-performance luxury sedan that doesn't self-destruct. The twin-turbo 4.4-liter V8 in these cars delivers genuine M5-level acceleration, but without the constant fear of catastrophic failure. Pair it with the rock-solid ZF 8-speed automatic, and you've got a drivetrain that can pile on serious miles while still embarrassing sports cars at stoplights. Here's the kicker. Independent BMW specialists can handle just about every service these cars need. No dealer-only tricks required. That means you get flagship performance and comfort without paying dealership ransom prices. And if you've been enjoying this list of post-warranty legends that won't drain your wallet, hit that like button now, because the next cars on this countdown will make you question everything you thought you knew about luxury ownership. Moving on to the Lincoln MKZ. The Lincoln MKZ is the kind of luxury car most people ignore on dealer lots, and that's exactly why it's one of the smartest post-warranty buys out there. While everyone was chasing German sedans that came with 4-figure repair bills, Lincoln quietly built a mid-size luxury sedan on a platform that just works. Under the hood, you'll usually find a 3.7-liter V6 or the optional 2.0-liter EcoBoost. Neither was exotic. but both were proven workhorses borrowed from Ford's mainstream lineup. Translation? Parts are cheap, independent shops can fix them easily, and you won't be held hostage by dealer-only tools. Depreciation is where the MKZ shines. A $45,000 luxury sedan drops to half that in just a few years, then levels off. That means second owners get leather, tech features, and a whisper-quiet ride for the price of a new Honda Accord. Inside, Lincoln leaned heavily into comfort. The seats are wide and supportive. The cabin is quiet enough to hear yourself think, and the materials hold up surprisingly well. Unlike some European rivals, these interiors don't fall apart after a decade of use. Insurance companies quietly reward MKZ owners too, thanks to solid safety ratings and affordable parts. Put it all together, and you've got an American luxury sedan that delivers reliability, value, and comfort long after the warranty sticker fades, without the German repair drama. Coming up next is the Acura MDX. If you've ever wanted a luxury SUV that behaves more like a long-distance marathon runner than a drama queen, the Acura MDX is it. While German rivals were cramming in fragile electronics and air suspensions that age like spoiled milk, Acura stuck with what works: a naturally aspirated V6 and a platform designed to handle abuse. The 3.5-liter V6 in the MDX has a reputation for being nearly indestructible. It's the same kind of engine Honda has been putting in minivans and sedans for decades. Engines that regularly see 250,000 miles with little more than oil changes and timing belt replacements. Pair that with Acura's all-wheel drive system, and you get year-round usability without the repair bills that usually come with it. Inside, Acura took the built-to-last approach. The leather ages gracefully, the electronics are straightforward, and the seats remain supportive even after a decade of family road trips. This isn't a luxury SUV that tries to wow you with flashy gimmicks. It just quietly delivers comfort, reliability, and long-term value. And here's the part that makes it a post-warranty gem. Depreciation hits the MDX hard in the first few years, but then it stabilizes. That means you can buy a $55,000 luxury SUV for under $25,000, with maintenance costs closer to a Honda Pilot than a BMW X5 also like them, thanks to strong safety ratings and cheap parts. The MDX is proof that luxury doesn't have to be fragile. For families who want premium features without signing up for dealership ransom payments, this SUV is one of the smartest buys you can make once the warranty runs out. And last but not least, we have the Porsche Panamera S. The Porsche Panamera S is what happens when a brand famous for sports cars decides to build something practical and still refuses to compromise. Porsche took the DNA of the 911, stretched it into a four-door, and ended up with one of the most dependable luxury sedans of the last decade. The naturally aspirated and supercharged V6 and V8 engines in these models are serious workhorses. Porsche tested them to extremes that would make commercial jet engines blush, and the result is drivetrains that just don't quit. Add in the PDK dual-clutch gearbox, which has a reputation for being nearly bulletproof, and you've got a setup that combines sports car excitement with long-haul durability. Here's the kicker: depreciation absolutely hammers these cars. A Panamera S that once stickered at $140,000 can now be found in the $50,000 range, sometimes less, depending on condition. That's like buying supercar engineering with family practicality at the price of a loaded midsize SUV. And unlike some German rivals, independent Porsche specialists can keep these cars running without dealership ransom prices. That makes post-warranty ownership surprisingly reasonable for a vehicle with this much performance pedigree. If you've ever wanted a car that can haul groceries on Monday and embarrass sports cars on Saturday, the Panamera S is the perfect reminder that sometimes practicality and passion really can live in the same garage. At the end of the day, these cars prove you don't need a brand new warranty or a six-figure budget to enjoy real luxury. Whether it's Lexus engineering a hybrid to last 25 years, Porsche building a sedan with sports car DNA, or Acura giving you SUV reliability in disguise, the smartest buys are often the ones hiding in plain sight. And that's the beauty of these 9 luxury cars. They prove that you don't need a brand new warranty to enjoy world-class comfort, reliability, and performance. Each of them holds up long after the factory coverage expires, saving you thousands on unexpected repairs, insurance premiums, and maintenance costs. If you're shopping smart, the real value isn't in the latest model. It's in the luxury cars that keep running strong after warranty, without crushing crushing you with depreciation or surprise repair bills. So, before you sign that loan or extended warranty contract, take a serious look at these post-warranty legends. They're the safest bets for dependable luxury ownership in 2025 and beyond. And if you found this list helpful, check out my last video about the worst cars in 2025 that will bankrupt you. But before you go shopping for your next set of keys, there's something important you need to understand. Owning a reliable luxury car after warranty is only half the battle. The real money, the kind that eats away at retirement savings and puts stress on families, often comes from the hidden costs of ownership that most dealerships will never mention. So let's break down what really matters for car owners in America, especially if you're over 40 and thinking long-term. For starters, let's talk about car insurance, because for many older drivers, it's the single biggest ongoing cost after the car itself. Insurance companies love to advertise discounts, but what they don't say is that premiums can quietly creep up year after year. Even a driver with a spotless record will see increases due to things completely out of their control. Everything from repair costs on newer cars with expensive sensors, to statewide accident rates, to inflation in the parts market. If you're driving a luxury car, the hit can be even bigger, because insurance companies know that repair bills will be higher if something goes wrong. This is why it pays to not only shop around once a year, but also to specifically ask about usage-based insurance programs. Many companies now offer policies where a small device or app tracks your actual driving habits. For people over 40 who don't drive as aggressively, and might even be retired or working from home, this can result in serious savings, sometimes cutting premiums by 20% or more. Now, while insurance costs are rising, extended warranties are another trap older buyers need to be cautious about. Walk into almost any dealership, and after you've picked your car, they'll try to sell you a warranty package that can add thousands of dollars to your purchase price. The pitch sounds convincing: peace of mind, bumper-to-bumper protection, and zero risk of surprise repairs. But here's the truth: most extended warranties are packed with exclusions. They might not cover the very things you think they do, like electronic modules, hybrid batteries, or advanced driver assistance sensors. And even when they do cover them, the process of getting repairs approved can feel like pulling teeth. That said, there are situations where a warranty makes sense, especially if you're buying a European luxury car that's known for expensive repairs. But the smart move is to skip the dealership and get quotes from third-party providers who often offer better coverage at half the cost. Another topic that hits hard for anyone over 40 is depreciation, because that's where luxury cars can either destroy your wallet or quietly become the best deal of your life. Take a brand new Mercedes S-Class. It can lose $30,000 in value the moment it leaves the lot, and another $20,000 within 2 years. But if you buy one gently used, after the steepest part of the curve has already passed, you're essentially letting the first owner pay for your luxury. This is why cars like the Lexus LS, Genesis G80, or even the Porsche Panamera make sense after warranty. The worst of the depreciation is already gone, and what's left is long-term ownership at a fraction of the original price. If you're over 40 and planning to keep the car for 7 to 10 years, depreciation becomes far less painful because you're stretching your investment across the vehicle's entire usable lifespan. And then we have the rise of electric vehicles, which has introduced a whole new layer of confusion for older buyers. On paper, EVs promise simplicity, fewer moving parts, no oil changes, and less overall maintenance. But here's the catch: EV batteries are still the single most expensive component in the car, and once they're out of warranty, replacement costs can run anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000. For seniors or anyone looking to control long-term costs, this is a huge risk. Yes, some models like the Tesla Model 3 or Chevy Bolt have proven reasonably reliable, but others have shown that once a battery fails, the economics no longer make sense. For anyone considering an EV after warranty, the key is to research not just the reliability of the car itself, but the battery degradation rates. A 5-year-old EV that's lost 20% of its range may no longer fit your lifestyle, especially if you live in a colder state like Michigan or Minnesota, where winter can slash range even further. Speaking of lifestyle, another major concern for buyers over 40 is comfort and safety. Cars are not just about getting from A to B anymore. They're about protecting your health and making life easier as you age. Features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and automatic emergency braking aren't just bells and whistles. They can literally prevent accidents that become more dangerous as reaction times slow. And let's not forget about physical comfort. Seats with proper lumbar support, easy ingress and egress, and a quiet cabin can make all the difference on long drives. For older drivers, fatigue and discomfort can be just as limiting as repair bills, which is why cars like the Lexus RX, Honda CR-V Hybrid, or Toyota Highlander Hybrid continue to dominate reliability lists while offering a driving experience that doesn't punish your back and knees. Another overlooked cost that creeps up, especially for older owners, is tires and suspension maintenance. Luxury cars often come with larger wheels and performance-oriented tires, which may look great but wear out faster and cost 2 to 3 times more than standard sizes. Add in air suspension or adaptive dampers, and a simple repair can balloon into a 4-figure bill. This is why choosing a post-warranty luxury car that uses simpler, more common tire sizes and has a reputation for durable suspension parts is critical. It's one of those ownership details that rarely makes it into glossy brochures, but becomes painfully obvious once you're the one paying the bills. Financing is another piece of the puzzle that deserves attention. By the time people hit their 40s, 50s, or 60s, many are focused on preserving wealth rather than chasing the newest toys. Yet dealerships love to push long-term loans, 72 months, 84 months, sometimes even longer. While the monthly payment looks manageable, the truth is you're locking yourself into a contract that leaves you upside down on the loan for years. If the car gets totaled or suffers a major repair early in ownership, you can find yourself owing more than the vehicle is worth. For older buyers who often have stronger credit, the smarter move is to negotiate aggressively for lower interest rates, put more money down, or consider buying outright. Not only does this free you from debt, but it also allows you to shop for better insurance rates, since some companies charge less when there's no lender involved. Finally, let's talk about resale value, because for many older owners, the car you buy today won't necessarily be the car you keep forever. Whether you're downsizing in retirement, moving to a different state, or simply changing lifestyles, being able to resell without taking a massive loss matters. Japanese brands like Lexus, Acura, and Toyota dominate resale charts for a reason. They're seen as safe bets. European brands like BMW, Audi, and Jaguar, on the other hand, tend to crater in value unless you're buying very specific models with strong reputations. Knowing this ahead of time lets you plan smarter, whether you're looking for a car that can serve you for a decade or one that you'll trade in 3 years down the road. At the end of the day, owning a reliable luxury car after warranty is about much more than avoiding the repair shop. It's about understanding the full picture: insurance, depreciation, financing, comfort, resale value, and yes, even the psychology of driving something that makes you feel good every time you get behind the wheel. For anyone over 40, making the right choice here isn't just about saving money. It's about peace of mind, independence, and enjoying the freedom that comes with driving without constantly worrying about the next big bill.